now the last days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players came a little bit late from outside, joining the camp a little bit earlier. I think the boys are doing well. There are a lot of new players in the squad. They need the information the other players from the last camp already had, so it's somehow 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but I think we are on a good way. Okay, so the new players, before my last camp, let's start like that. I had nearly no chance to see the players in the games or in the matches of their clubs, so it was more or less on discussion with the technical director, who was responsible before the last match there, and also with my assistant coaches, and I could see 1 match before, so now I had seen a lot of matches, and I have talked to most of the coaches of the players, so it's now because of what I have seen on the field, and also the recommendations of the club coaches that I have invited these new players.
But coach, you have 2 friendly games against Botswana and Madagascar. Is it you who choose those teams or federation? If it is you, why?
So first, it's always me. It's always me who is choosing. So I knew the players from the last camp. Sure, that's why some players of the last, or most of the players of the last camp, are with me again. Some no, because I have seen also what they have doing during this time now in the clubs. And as I said, some players I have seen, that's why they are in, or we have seen with my assistant coaches, or mainly, and also by advice of the clubs. And sometimes it's a difficult situation for me, because in the clubs, because of this rule of 5 foreign players allowed to play, where I'm not happy about it, a lot of, or some of these players also get only short time to play. Even, let's just give an example, Gilbert, who scored an important goal against South Africa, is very often not in the starting 11. Okay, this is the decision of the club coach, but it makes it difficult for me as a national coach. So I saw some new players when they came in. They were showing some interesting abilities. So now I see them in the training, and they have to prove now the situation in the training session. And okay, now I have to cut again after this week, because I don't go with this big number to Madagascar, so I only go with 22 players plus 3 goalkeepers. And okay, I think, or I'm quite sure, there are some new players joining the team to Madagascar, but for sure not all new players that came in.
Coach, you selected many players, and as you told us, you were going to go in Madagascar with the 22 players. Many people may ask why of this larger number of players? Is it that you are not sure of those players? You are going to test them, or with the trainings? Why did you call all those players?
You see, all these camps for me are in one way are camps for preparing the team. In the other way, it's also scouting. Scouting means, okay, I see players somehow here in the match. I even said they don't even play maybe a lot. So I also want to see them with me in the training. And how I understand training is that I have a certain idea how I want the team to play, how I want a certain player to play his position in this team. So maybe it is not fitting directly in this plan of a club coach, but it is fitting in my plan. Now I have to see how quick can these players adjust to the idea I want to have them play in the team. And okay, now some, as always, as in the school, some players are picking things up quicker, some players take a longer time. The problem for a national coach is you don't have much time. So that's why last camp some players had to leave the camp because they took too long until they understand what I really wanted. And this might happen again after this week.
Last time when we
Oh,
meet-
give him first.
Coach, if we analyze our team,
Yeah.
we always claim the attacking the attacking problem.
Mhm.
And your previous colleague has given an opportunity to go in Europe and discuss with different players. Even he discussed with an Ivorian player whom they considered as a striker, but he was older and he didn't play any role in Impamvu.
Yeah.
Didn't you ask that opportunity to search other players, especially in attack?
Okay. So first we did a lot of scouting, and you may have heard also by help of or support of some persons. A lot of these players that came up and the names came up, we were checking, and unfortunately, even that it is thought that they have Rwandan roots, they don't have. And we were also discussing this situation with our board and also with the Ministry of Sport, because somehow if you are getting a new player in, he needs a passport from Rwanda. So the decision for the moment, what I think is a good decision, because a national team is not a club team. So a player who is playing for your national team or for our national team should somehow has some Rwandan roots. In a club it is different. A national team is national team. And as I said, some of these players or these names we checked, they don't have these roots. So that's why it didn't work. So other players, it is there have been a lot of effort. I have also to say, maybe too late. These names have been given out earlier, and some feedback was not interested. Some even we didn't get the information how to get in touch with them. So I think this is somehow a very bad situation, because there was a lot of time to get contact to other players. So in that way we are lucky in one way that we have not to play an AFCON qualifier this time. This was for a very long time in the air. So it's also somehow I have to blame CAF. They shouldn't drink so much coffee. They better should do decisions early so that you don't bring your associations in bad situations. So we really got this information quite late. And so this also is then a problem of planning. If time is very short, that you know you have now friendlies, you don't have international game in a way that it is a qualification game. And I think things are still not working perfectly, but we are working on it to make it better. Unfortunately, now it is like it is. I would have liked to see some other or more players from abroad. But for example, there is a player who is playing in Swiss. I have been in contact personally, who is had a heavy knee injury. He texted me yesterday evening that he has passed the test to start again playing or training on the field. So these are also circumstances that you don't have in your hands. But for sure, this is now something that we can focus for the qualification, next FIFA qualification window.
For you as a coach,
Yeah.
is it necessary to use the players who has Rwandan roots only, or other players from abroad who has interested in playing Amavubi can also be used?
You see, it's a decision. It's a decision of the board and the sports ministry at the moment. So, and I cannot tell them what they have to decide, because they are people of your country. If they say we first want to try to have players with Rwandan roots, I would say this is not the wrong decision. If the situation would be different, then you could also look for players who have no Rwandan roots, but then maybe it's also coming back to other situations. Why yes or why not? This question I can't really answer you.
Coach, last time when you had a press conference, you talked about the number 10, who has not been squad before.
Yeah.
Today he's been selected among others. Can you tell us briefly what did you appreciate from him? He has actually seemed to be attracted by you and be selected in the squad.
I think I had a meeting, or we had a meeting some weeks ago, and this was also a topic. And I invited him because I saw his quality, and for sure, this time there was an opportunity to give him a chance to show up, and what I really have to admire is that he is, from his personality, doing very well. So I had a talk with him, and I also explained him his role in this squad, because he's a very experienced player, he's a very accepted player, and so a lot of younger players in this team will look up to him. And I told him, somehow he has it in his hand how the mood in the team will be. If he is showing bad mood, then also some players might think, maybe. But he was really doing well, and okay, we also had the situation that I told you. One problem for me is that he is playing from the field nearly all attacking positions in one match. From left winger to right winger to center striker to midfield player. And I also explained him that it is difficult in a national team, because in a club the other players have more time to adapt to the situation. In a national team it's difficult because they are coming from a lot of different clubs, and now if someone is moving to the position he is normally playing, he might not know what to do as it is in the club. And he also was really focusing on this idea and doing his job now. So in one way I'm happy how he is doing. In the other way, okay, there are also other situations now I have to have in my mind. This is also a team where I said also to my players, it is now a chance for and a preparation for the FIFA qualification window, but it is also in the view of Chan, what probably should come up in August, as I somehow knew. It's also something CAF is giving a lot of time for national associations to not knowing what is going on. it is making difficult. But okay, so there are different topics now we have to think about, and the next FIFA window is a FIFA window for World Cup qualification. What we have mainly to focus. This was also a reason why we said we are not playing in Rwanda, because our next 2 matches are outside. That's why we also thought we have to move outside to see how the players are doing, not on their home soil.
Coach, what about his brother, the former captain
Yeah.
Haruna?
I know.
Did you have a discussion with him coming back?
No, I had no discussion with him. I had a discussion within my team, and by seeing all the different situations, his brother is also playing more or less on the same position, isn't he? Yes. So then you have a young, talented guy coming from Belgium, Hakim. Then you have a very good guy with Kevin, who even played in South Africa and showed a very good match, and who has the advantage that he is understanding very well what I am telling him. So there were some reasons I noticed also from our last meeting, but by waiting the different positions, I came to the solution, and it's my decision. I came to the solution that it for the moment doesn't make sense, and it is not helpful. It would maybe create even between the brothers a problem. So yes.
You have called up 2 players, I mean Christian and Group,
Again.
APR players.
Yeah.
Christian.
Who are naturally play as a left back. In the same team. Ishimwe Christian and Niyonzima Claude.
Who's the second one?
Christian.
Claude. Yeah.
They are naturally placed as a left back.
Mm.
So have you called them as left back? Claude is still playing in midfield.
You see, we have with Emmanuel a very strong, or a player who showed a very strong matches against Zimbabwe and South Africa. So for the moment, this is guy number 1 on the left back. I knew, or I know, Claude also from our last situations, where I saw some positive things, but I also saw some negative things. So this was a chance now to see both players on the pitch at the same time, and to get an idea, okay, what are the other options? And we were looking really also on the other position, on the right back, where we have Samuel as a very young new player in for other options. Let's just say Fettina, something is happening. You need adequate replacement, and that's why maybe there are more than one player invited for one position, to see them on the field and how they are doing.
There is a goalkeeper in Saudi Arabia who is called Kwizera Olivier.
Yeah.
And he was number 1 for Amavubi.
Yeah.
Nowadays, he doesn't get a call up to the national team.
Yeah.
Do you follow him? Or what is the problem with that?
First you have to see that even you are national coach and you might have some time, you cannot follow the whole world. So in some positions, when you are happy, why you are running around and looking for more options? I think, okay, I'm 120% happy with Fiacre. So then we have the new guy from last camp, Maxime from Belgium, who showed a very good performance. And then I always say the next one is someone who should come out of your country or should play out of in your country. Now we have two guys playing in your league as a third option, and as I said, it's also always development for these players that are coming in this camp. Now, why should I put out one of these guys and get another one in who for sure will not be number one? And then I create a fight for position number 2. And I only see him maybe on television. So it's just a matter of, again, thinking, does it make sense to do all these or create problems maybe in the team, or is this a position we can be happy and keep things like they are? We have a lot of other positions where we have to fight for, and I think goalkeeper position is a position that is Rwanda has a very good situation at the moment.